right, John, Daniel, we have reached a new generation of handheld consoles and just jumping right into it with the 3DS, the successor to the highly successful DS, which had a bit of a rough start, but certainly came around by the end. It became probably one of Nintendo's best.
Yeah, I mean, it sold half of the DS, but still sold better than most home consoles other than the Wii. Interestingly, PSP sold more than 3DS, which I think
Really?
people
Yeah, you would not
don't
think
know.
that.
Yeah, just by like
Yeah,
5 million, but it's pretty close.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think what I remember most about this console is just the turnaround that it had. That was the
Yeah.
most impressive thing for me, seeing where it started, the kind of rocky start it had for sure, and then coming around to being one of my favorite handhelds of any handheld, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was an interesting time because, as Derek alluded to, the launch was rocky because smartphones took off, and I feel like a lot of games that started on the DS kind of spawned into mobile games. So it wasn't really the age of brain training and Nintendogs anymore because they kind of migrated into mobile games, and so 3DS's third party support it was good at first because a lot of the more AAA publishers were attempting it, like Capcom and Konami were doing like mainline Resident Evils and Metal Gears, and that was really cool. But that dropped off pretty fast,
Mm.
and I think it became prominently Nintendo outside of a few Japanese studios still trying to do exclusives.
Pretty much. You can sort of see that where there's a few. I never thought about it, but you're right that a lot of the third party support is early on in the
It's
3DS's
front
lifespan.
loaded, yeah.
Yeah.
There's still some great stuff out there, but I think when you look at most top 10 lists with DS, you're going to see a lot of variety. Like you're going to see Ace Attorney, you're going to see Ghost Trick, you're going to see all that stuff. With 3DS, it's usually the Nintendo guys. Although
Mm.
our top 10 DS games list was also pretty Nintendo heavy, which
Yeah.
personally I wouldn't do
Yeah,
that with DS, but that's how it turned out.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of what it happens. At least we got some variety in there thanks to I mean, what is that? Ghost Trick made it in, I believe,
Ghost
and so
Trick
did
made
Ace
it. Ghost Trick
Attorney.
made
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So certain ones rise to the top, but yeah, there's quite a lot of good stuff in here, and I'm curious what you guys think everything fell into place. Just to break it down here, we had 1,633 votes for the 3DS. Not our highest, but certainly up there, like most Nintendo consoles at this point. But yeah, it's a pretty solid list out of and 342 different games chosen.
Mm.
So got a decent amount of the lineup. So yeah, we'll see how that all breaks down. But let's jump right into it. And Daniel, John, what is our number 10 3DS game of all time?
What are you feeling, Daniel?
Well, of all the games in this series, I think the one that would mark the highest would be Fire Emblem Awakening.
I
Out of all
was
Fire
thinking the
Emblem.
exact same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna take that from you right away. Yeah, considering the rest of the games that might be on this list, I'm just gonna put Fire Emblem Awakening at number 10.
I was literally going to say Fire Emblem Awakening as well. I will not though. I will. I'll say Bravely Default at number 10.
Likes to diversify. All right, going
I'm
with
just
Bravely
too
Default.
I'm just too predictable, I guess.
Got our Fire Emblem boy in here. Can't have the blue hair, so we're going with the blue headband. All right, at number 10, it is not Fire Emblem and it is not Bravely Default. At
Mm.
number 10, instead, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Oh,
Ah, I had
Pokemon
a
at number 10.
feeling Pokemon would probably dominate a lot of this because it usually does. It's kind of the last hurrah for Pokemon. But I think this makes sense at the bottom though, because they're decent remakes. But you never really hear people yearn for them in the same way. Like X and Y have their fans, Sun and Moon have their fans for sure, and then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are usually just kind of sitting in the corner.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really cool things. I actually do prefer the 3DS versions of Ruby and Sapphire to the Game Boy Advance versions. I think it has an excellent epilogue with the whole stuff with Zinnia
Mm.
and the whole Rayquaza thing. I think that is awesome. Flying around the world is a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool ideas. Getting more megas, just mega evolutions was really cool. There's a lot of solid stuff in there, and I think it really did just refine what Ruby and Sapphire initially did.
Yeah, I think Generation 3, I know people might be upset about this. It's probably my least favorite generation at the time when I was playing Emerald way back in the day, playing that on the Game Boy Advance. But going back and playing Omega, I play Alpha Sapphire. I got a bit more of appreciation for Generation 3, just in the way that they kind of updated a lot of stuff, modernized a lot of things. As you mentioned, there's also this is the last time we had Mega Evolutions being the main focus, like the main gimmick of a Pokemon title, which we haven't only now coming back again for Legends ZA. But yeah, there's a lot about this title that I appreciate now a lot more, and there's just yeah, that it has that classic feel to it still. There's still some bits about it that I missed from the original, like the those MIDI horns in the music was really something that is iconic for it. but yeah, it's still a great title, honestly.
Yeah, compare it to Gen 4 remakes. I feel like this did a far better job at catching Pokemon up with the current trends of the series, because it's basically Gen 6, in Gen 3. Whereas when you look at Gen 4 and it's like, that didn't really do a whole lot other than put a few quality of life improvements in. It was mostly the same game. Whereas this really did change things up and make it a lot more approachable. So they're great. But I think the other Pokemon games are going to be much higher than these two.
I can see that. But yeah, it's I don't want to like all the times Gen 3 gets sandbagged, and I think these remakes are quality, so I think it's cool to see. It did get 2,918 points, just to have that base layer there. It's like that's how many we're working with, so there's quite a few points we're working with this time around. It's so funny to range, like, boy, it got number 10 with 300 points. Good for it. And just get to some of these Nintendo ones. No, 2,900 points. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our number 9 3DS game of all time, beating out Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire by 18 points.
How based are people? We're going to see Picross 3D in here? Probably not. I'll say that this might be maybe Mario Kart 7. That tends to be more of a forgotten one, really. I know you didn't play it, Derrick.
I didn't play much. No, I decided to skip it. It looked dull, and I skipped Wii. I skipped Mario Kart for a while after DS. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'll say 7.
I think it's kind of crazy how much Mario Kart 8 just overshadowed 7 in like every way. I don't think as many people really think about Mario Kart 7 as much.
No, it had a huge player pool though. Like people were constantly playing it up until the day online went down. So I think it's one of those quiet, thriving ones.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's see. Picking a different title, I would probably go ahead and pick also Mario title. Let's try Super Mario 3D Land.
I was wondering where that would be. I don't know if it's too early or not.
This is going to be I'm just wondering because we already have a Pokemon game on here, so this top 9 left might be pretty packed with other titles I have in mind.
True.
Could see. We'll have to see. But yeah, all right. Got our guesses in, and at number 9, Daniel, you're right in that it has 3D in the title. Not Mario, though.
Picross.
Yes, Picross 3D. No, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D.
Oh, well.
I actually thought this would be substantially higher.
That's what I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say. There's too many times where I comment and you'll be like, that's a clue.
Like, I wasn't sure where the N64 remasters, remakes of Zelda would appear on this list, if at all. But yeah, Ocarina of Time for number 9. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that being right there, considering.
All I'll say, it's funny to think like, man, that's so low. And I'm looking at some of the stuff that placed higher. Is like, I'm not. It's interesting. It is very interesting to compare, knowing the full breadth, and having you guys kind of like have to kind of look at the whole, like try to guess about what actually made it.
Yeah, because I don't think I personally voted for it because I stuck with like 3DS specific, not remakes.
Mhm.
But I think this is one of like the essential 3DS games. If you
Oh
didn't
yeah,
pick this up,
this
you
is
missed
this
out.
is the 3DS game that kind of turned it around along with 3D Land.
Yeah. 'Cause, it's Ocarina of Time at a stable frame rate, which is lovely. The visuals are
Mhm.
really nice. The gyro is game changing. Like N64 gyro aiming is just very fiddly, whereas now you just point, you shoot. It's so easy. Just a bunch of quality of life stuff. The inventory's easier to mess around with. I think this is. I don't know if it's the definitive Ocarina of Time. It's more of a different way to play it, but it's the smoother one. It's the one that I'd recommend that newcomers try out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this one and then Majora's Mask, which they both have different people saying different opinions of which one is the more like comfortable one to play, which is the more integral one to introduce yourself with if you haven't introduced yourself to these games beforehand. But yeah, I definitely feel like Ocarina of Time of these two is the one that if you can, I think the 3DS version is just a lot smoother experience.
Yeah.
The inventory does make a huge difference with having certain items always equipped at certain times.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just feel like it's more of an N64 title for me than
Sure.
3DS, but
And
that's
that's
just me.
the only real complaint I've ever heard about Ocarina of Time 3D is that they messed with the lighting in the very final battle, where Ganon's a little too clearly seen, so he doesn't have
Oh,
the
yeah.
menace of being
I
hidden in
agree
the
with that.
shadows.
I think colors in general are very bright.
Mhm.
And I've seen people say that's the concept art, that's what it's meant to look like, and maybe. But I quite like those kind of more moody medieval towns in Castletown. Now it's very
Mhm.
bright and colorful, which is a good
Mhm.
contrast to when it all goes to hell. But
True.
I kind of like
Yeah.
the darker shades sometimes.
If I recommend anybody play Ocarina of Time, it's usually this version. Like the original is a classic for sure, but this version is probably the easiest one for more modern players to play. Like all the kids have played this version over the original. They've checked out the original, but they definitely prefer the 3D just because of the modern
Sure.
accoutrements.
And the 3D
Mhm.
effect's amazing too. It's
Oh, yeah.
really deep.
Oh, yeah.
Majora's Mask 3D made it way less deep for some reason. Whereas this one, you go to Hyrule
Yeah.
Field and you can literally just see off way into the horizon. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Ocarina of Time once again makes a list.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
Well,
Twilight Princess made both Wii and GameCube, so it's not like this is unheard of. And they are ostensibly different versions. Like it's actually,
yeah, I'd count this as a different game.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be very interested when we
Yeah.
finally do get to the final vote where we have all these multiple versions. Like, which is going to place higher, the Master System version of Sonic 2 or the Game Gear version? Is it going to be Ocarina of Time 3D or Ocarina of Time? I don't even care about what makes the top 10. It's just which of the versions plays higher for people.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
So
point.
that'll be fun to see. But yeah, Ocarina of Time 3D at number 9. But let's go ahead and move on to our number 8 game, a 3DS game of all time, beating out Ocarina of Time 3D by, heaven help me, 160 odd points.
More of a gap than Pokemon then.
There starts to be, as we go along, the gaps get to be further and further apart.
Hmm. My heart says Dragon Quest VIII because it's such a great version, but there's no way that Dragon Quest VIII outranked Ocarina of Time. So I'm gonna say Metroid: Samus Returns for this spot.
Metroid Samus Returns for number 8. I too would love to see Dragon Quest 8 get some love, but I'm not sure enough people played this version. So I'm gonna go
Shame.
with let's go with gosh. I'm gonna say Kirby Planet Robobot
Good shout.
for this
Good shout.
number.
Yeah. Good choices all around. All right. At number 8, John, you got it. Metroid Samus Returns.
I had a feeling when Derrick said nothing after he said it, that it was gonna be that
You
one.
can
Oh
read
God,
this
you guys are
man
picking up on my
sometimes, yeah.
tells.
I'm
Damn
just
it.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna so I just picked a different one just to be like, let's keep it the variety going. But yeah, Samus.
It's a good
My
spot.
poker face is failing.
Samus Returns is a fantastic game. Brought Metroid back in a lot of stylish ways. A lot of this style that is often attributed to Dread came from here. The counter came from here. just the general game feel did. They nailed it. I will say though, I think Metroid 2's foundation is it owes itself to repetition. So that a
Yeah.
lot of the time you're doing this
Mhm.
very similar bosses, and as the game progresses, there are some bosses that just keep running away from you, and you've got to locate them down, fight them again. So that stuff's a bit flawed, but the actual game itself, the way they reimagined it, is truly excellent. So I think it belongs at around 8 because it's great, but it is a little bit flawed.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
we definitely see the kind of restrictions that Mercury Steam was tied to, having to be, staying true as much as they could to the original title, which
Yeah,
they kind of broke away from working on Metroid Dread. But yeah, what they worked with here, they just knocked it out of the park for the first time working with a Metroid game. Reimagining what they did with Metroid, what the foundation of Metroid 2 was. Just a great way to expand this and to make it a lot more, for some people, just a lot more playable than the original. Because this is unlike Ocarina of Time. I would recommend playing this one. Like,
Oh,
give the other one a
absolutely play
shot,
this one over the
but
original.
this one is like the way to really experience Metroid 2 if you've never done so beforehand.
yeah, it's a better game, totally.
Yeah.
The Aeon abilities are really good too. You can just like power
Yeah.
Samus up with rapid fire. You can just reveal a bunch of hidden blocks. Lots of really cool stuff there. And they made Samus super stylish as well. There's that one part where a giant robot chases you through a part of the underground cave. And there's one part where it starts to get back up, and Samus doesn't even look at it, just raises her arm cannon, blasts it down, and just destroys it. You see that all over Dread, but they
Oh yeah.
really began that here.
Mercury Steam was like, yeah,
Yeah,
we gotta increase her badassness after other
Yeah,
M.
gives her
That
that
was like,
attitude.
yeah, that was just like number one priority almost for them. No, not Dread, but Samus Returns does a lot of things right. Yeah, it gets repetitious having to fight all the Metroids, but seeing them evolve, get
mm,
bigger, seeing more of the world open up, getting those abilities, seeing what extra stuff they added in, it was all a good time. Like I was definitely invested, and I will always remember trying to go, because I was doing guides at the time, trying to find out how to get this last, I think it was a missile
I think I
upgrade
know
or
exactly what
there's
you
one that
mean.
I remember being in pre-release in a Discord with a bunch of other creators, and everybody's like, how do we get this? Everybody's trying to put their heads together about how to get that one. And finally somebody figured it out because it was never said, never needed up to that point. Although because there's other points where you could have used it, but other methods were also viable that everybody just used those. So
Yeah,
you never really thought about that. But there's that whole aspect. There's, as Donald pointing out, the Chozo memories, getting those. It's like,
yeah.
are they leading to something new? Oh my
Dread
gosh, what
was
is that?
absolutely teased.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 People thought maybe Fusion was being teased, but that was just,
No,
part of the story
Mhm.
continuing. But
yeah,
they
it just
absolutely
feels
teased
something
Dread
new.
in there.
Yeah.
Raven Peaks
And
in the tease.
that was cool. And just in case anybody's not played it, but the new final boss
Oh
is
yeah.
really good.
And it bridges
Oh,
the
yeah.
gap between Metroid 2 and Prime in a really cool way.
Yeah. Oh, two and Super or two and Prime? Because Prime takes place between one and two.
Uh yeah. Prime and 2.
Oh, okay.
I, I,
Yeah.
I can't get into more specifics about outright saying
That's
what
true.
happens,
That's true.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh goodness. But yeah, just it's fantastic. Although, as somebody pointed out, it's like, oh boy, so far just all remakes for 3DS.
True. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Um,
I didn't even think about that. All right. Still love Metroid. Love that it led to Dread, but let's go ahead and get to our number 7 3DS game of all time, beating out Samus Returns by 298 points.
Man. I'll be done with remakes, Daniel, because Star Fox 64 3D is also really good.
oh man. Let's see here. If we're
We
going
got
past
Majora's
this
Mask
one,
as a remake. We got Shadows of
Yeah,
Valentia as a remake. We got
true.
Luigi's Mansion 1 as a remake.
That's not gonna be it.
Dragon Quest 8 and 7.
Yeah.
Xenoblade
oh
Chronicles
man.
3D. That's more of a port, but still.
Yeah.
Here we go. Radiant Historia, Perfect Chronology is a remake.
Take the stage, Daniel. What are you feeling?
gotta go with something that I think at least reached more people.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go with Animal Crossing New Leaf for this one.
I was again thinking similar. So I'm going to
That's
pick
my
one of
head.
I'll take one of your older picks, being 3D Land.
Okay.
Okay. All right. At number 7, Daniel, you were right last time. Kirby Planet
Why
Robobot.
do you keep doing this to me?
Yeah,
You just like to tell people they're wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what
he
this
just
all
he
I
is.
gets
got to
off
keep
on
it
that.
interesting.
Yeah,
But yes, Kirby Planet Robobot at number 7.
wonderful.
But no, I'm glad to have it here. I love
Very
Planet
good.
Robobot. That's one that I played fairly recently. Just a few years ago, I played this game, and I was like, yeah, this is one that I definitely missed out the first time around. Um, this pretty much builds upon like what they did with Triple Deluxe, and they added
Yeah.
one of the
Mm.
times where they add something that you think would just kind of be a big old gimmick, which is the Robobot, but it ends up being pretty integral and implemented in such a cool way where it does have its own like copy abilities too, and
Mm.
just using a lot of smart ways in the actual gameplay. You'd think that would a mech would be a total like it's something that gets in the way of gameplay, but I love what they did with it in this.
Yeah. I think I'm
Mhm.
a little bit tired of Kirby games taking place in just generic Dreamland. So with Triple Deluxe, it's kind of like your generic Kirby. It's a great game. The
Mhm.
3D effect is used in really great ways. The foreground, background's all good, but Robobot just does it better. You know, more interesting environments, interesting themes. Has all those background, foreground gimmicks, but just does everything a higher octane. It's just more fun, more interesting. I think it's just universally the better game.
Pretty much agree. This is it really is a tie between this and Forgotten Land for my favorite Kirby game.
Mm.
Robobot just does so much right that both of you mentioned, and I think I've said this multiple times. But the thing that the sort of the Kirby era of these games, like the main Kirby games, is that they started opening up their gimmicks. Like the gimmick of Return to Dreamland was the super abilities, but you could only use them in a limited spot. Then you had the super suck ability in Triple Deluxe, which opened up a bit more, did a bit more puzzle like stuff,
Mm.
but still was pretty limited. But with Robobot, the Robobots didn't feel like just a gimmick to get through certain sections. It felt like an expansion of the level, a new way to play. It really went beyond in a lot of ways, and I think that helped it stand out so much more. And then you get to, you know, the usual crazy Kirby finale, and this one is probably one of the
Oh
craziest
yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
what you actually end up doing. It's just like you're kind of just mind blown by the whole thing. Um, just just fantastic. And best 2D Kirby. Like I know everybody always goes back to Superstar, but I will always give this game its flowers over Superstar.
I think it's better than Superstar too. Superstar, great for variety, great for establishing the core of the series really well, but no, Robobot's the more interesting and fun game.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of Kirby games where I say it has like a definite like visual identity, but you see Kirby with a robot, and you're like, oh, that's definitely this title here. Like you see a lot of it. Like you're mentioning, Triple Deluxe is very generic looking, and not in a bad way. It's still a perfectly fine game, but there's not a lot of Kirby games I could look at and be like, oh, this really defines what this
Yeah,
game is in a
Mhm.
very like distinctive way compared to the other titles.
totally.
That's a good point. So, yeah, Kirby Planet Robobot at number 7. So, let's round out the bottom half of this top 10 with number 6, which beat out Planet Robobot by 150 points.
All right, John, go
Mm.
ahead before I take it from you.
I mean, we're juggling a few that are absolutely here. So we've juggled 3D Land, Animal
Mhm.
Crossing, and Fire Emblem Awakening. All three absolutely are there. Um, I want to say pull blocks, but
Push Mo.
I'll
uh,
say Awakening for this spot.
I'm losing faith for Awakening being on the top 10 the further we get up here. Um, man, this one, I'm gonna say let's let's go back and pick Mario Kart 7 for
Okay.
this spot.
All right.
Picking each other's previous picks.
I'm always wondering how much I should say now because I got these tells apparently. At at number 6, neither of those choices. Instead, Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 3DS.
I should have picked that one. I was thinking of that one too.
It's a little bit of a wild card, isn't it? Because
A little bit.
it's a fantastic game. I dreamt of this growing up. I always wanted
Mhm.
portable Smash on the Game Boy Advance or DS. And I think it being the same game as the Wii U game, other than stages, maybe some people see it as some secondary version, but what it accomplished technically was
Oh,
marvelous.
yeah.
60 FPS. I love the outline. I think that's just a really cool visual style for Smash, and it had everything that the Wii U game had. Like this is one of the most impressive games on the entire system, and I'd say it had the better stages than Wii U for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
this had certain standouts that they try to keep mostly to because they try to keep mostly like handheld stages to 3DS and then console title game stages to Wii U. And you had some like Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road was a
Yeah,
stage on here. You
Mhm.
have the clearly the the better Pac-Man stage, the actual Pac-Man
Yeah.
yeah.
was
The
here that we
the
never
Kirby's
saw again.
Dreamland stage is awesome, like that monochrome
Yeah,
green one.
And a lot of those
yeah.
did make it to Ultimate, but
They
sadly,
did, yeah.
Pac-Man did not.
No.
It also, like, as many people pointed out, it has Smash Run, which,
Yeah.
man,
hmm
that would have been nice to come back for Ultimate. I'm still sad that it didn't, that we stuck on the 3DS because Smash Run had so much potential. It was good, but I feel like it could have been so much more, and instead it
Yeah.
just got left behind. And that's a bit of a shame in that regard. But it was
Yeah.
really impressive, but I also personally didn't play it much. Like,
I this was kind of my beta Switch experience, I guess, because I played Wii U and 3DS really evenly. Um,
hmm,
I think the versatility of just playing Smash anywhere was like really alluring. With Wii U, like you could play it on the gamepad when you're near your system, but it's not as cool. So I played both of these games online a lot. Like I'd go to I think it was like
Mhm.
college at the time, and I'd play on like the college Wi-Fi between lessons. Um, yeah, that was rad. Uh, and in general, I think the 3D effect is awesome too. That probably isn't that's probably a bit forgotten because you don't see it in screenshots, but it looked like looking into a box, like just like looking into a boxing ring. It was
mhm.
super rad.
Yeah, this was the first time that I really spent a lot of time playing a game on my 3DS to the point where my original 3DS, the control nub disintegrated
Yeah,
as I
it
kept
just what
playing
do
this
you mean
game.
Yep.
disintegrated?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just
And
it just kind of
mine
fell apart.
popped off too. I just have the hard plastic underneath my
Yeah.
3DS.
Yeah, so I had to like I was playing with a broken nub for a long time until I got my new 3DS, the Majora's Mask 3DS edition. So, but a lot of the time, yeah, I was playing this game so much, and it was so cool to play a Smash game just handheld, just take it wherever you want to go,
Yeah,
and just also the first time experiencing a lot of these new characters because we had I played this game. I was so into this generation of Smash Brothers. I went to a Best Buy near where I live, and we got to play the Wii U version, but like before launch.
yeah,
We were in a huge line, and throughout that line, they were also handing out 3DSs to try out the 3DS version too. That was the first time I experienced the game, and yeah, it was just such a cool experience. Just the character roster was the first time we got to play certain characters like Pac-Man and Mega Man and Lucina and Robin and Fire Emblem characters came in. It was just such a cool time, and I also miss Smash Run. That's just the foundation of um Kirby Air Ride City Trial in a 2D playing with Smash Brothers context instead, and that was so cool. And
mm,
I really wish that mode could have came back, but I figure they want to keep something to have some identity to 3DS version.
yeah.
I
I guess
get it,
so,
Yeah.
but
man.
I
I
I
mean,
still yeah.
I get it, but I think the reason I didn't play much 3DS is that I wasn't much of an online player, and none of my friends. I could get my friends to play Smash if I had it on a console, but they weren't. They didn't have their own 3DS. They didn't have. They weren't playing it that way. That just it's just not them. So I just didn't have an opportunity to play it online. And I by that point I was getting bogged down. I was like, oh gosh, it's kind of a slog to get all these trophies.
Mm,
So I just ended up not playing much, and I certainly played more of Wii U, but again, not as much as previous Smash Brothers games because I again got bogged down of like, oh god, there's so much else to do, and there's full on work territory at this point. So I was moving on to whatever the next game was.
Yeah. It was super cool though, because like 3DS wasn't more powerful than a Wii. Like it had more modern tech, but it wasn't more powerful. So like to have these Brawl stages return in the palm of your hands with a roster that's bigger than Brawl, like that felt like dark magic. Like, how did they achieve
Mhm.
that?
Yeah. Man, yeah, this game, like I feel like for a lot of people in my circle at the time, as soon as the Wii U version released, everyone just dropped 3DS for the most part.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
still
much.
went back. I still went back every now and then to play it, but it really was just like, they strategically released this first because of course the bigger, better console version, the grander version was going to be the one that people played pretty much mostly from then on. But it doesn't have Street Pass where you could play the little Smash minigame with the little tokens that you swing
Oh
around and hit
yeah.
each other with.
As mentioned in the live audience too, like the core definitely played Wii U, but 3DS sold more in the end because there's more 3DSs than there
It's
are Wii Us.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
player
I
base.
wonder if I can't remember. It's been so long since I played. Doesn't 3DS have the better
Classic
classic
mode?
mode as well?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So
The weird classic mode in Wii U, I can't stand that mode. It's dumb. I don't want
Yeah,
to
it's
yeah,
not
ever
good.
it's not good. But yeah, not a surprise to see another Smash game make a top 10. So yeah, Smash Brothers 3DS at number 6. But let's jump into our top 5 for the 3DS for our 3DS games. And John, Daniel, what got number 5, beating out Smash 3DS by about 300 points?
I think this might be a spot for Pokemon X and Y. Um, Pokemon usually dominates, but I think this is kind of the one where people started to get turned off a bit by Pokemon. Has a lot of nostalgia these days, but I don't know if that nostalgia is powerful enough to drive it past Sun and Moon, Kid Icarus Uprising, 3D Land. I feel like this is kind of the place.
Hmm. Yeah, there's like not too much room for some of these titles to fit because we also have yeah, that's true. I'm gonna say for this one, I'm gonna say Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I want to see
I
where that
I
lands.
feel like that's a likely number, like number one, number two, but we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
All right, we'll find out. At number 5, Super Mario 3D Land.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's 3D Land. Okay. Top five.
3D Land in the top 5. People remembered it because it
Yeah,
feels like 3D Land nobody talks about anymore.
it's a good game. I think the problem is it was cool at the time, very
Mhm,
cool 3D effect. Like one of the best uses of gameplay in stereoscopic 3D. Because it's not afraid to use unconventional angles, especially in those bonus rooms where you can't even see what it is without 3D being on. But 3D Land has it's a lot more flexible with its angles than 3D World is because you can perceive where you are way easier.
Mhm.
The problem though is it feels a little bit like a new Super Mario Brothers game in its style. Like it's
mhm,
very much here is the grass world, here is the lava world, uh, and that's not necessarily a problem, but I think it makes it a bit less memorable. Kind of blurs into the background, whereas 3D World was able to get really imaginative and creative with where it went. But I still think it's a great game though, and maybe not as cool as 3D World, but it's not replaced by it. It's still its own thing with its own
mhm,
levels and its own charm. I think it's a good game.
Yeah, there's a lot about this title that it just kind of seems not to say this in a bad way, but a bit generic in the way they do its world design. It's a bit conventional. It's a bit kind of I guess a bit expected in certain ways. I love how they translated this into a 3D plane though. Like this is
mhm,
something where we would obviously it would be evolved and built upon to make 3D World. But yeah, it's also one of the only games that really actually made use of 3D
yeah,
in like where you
yeah,
needed it to do certain parts of the game to kind of well, I guess you can maneuver around anyways, but it was like it felt the most integral in certain sections, like those little bonus rooms where you
Yeah.
kind of had to change the perspective of the blocks. But yeah, for the most part, like I still enjoyed this game for what it was. I think the return of the Tanuki suit was kind of, I don't know. I guess it was not realized to its full potential. I don't think they really realized it as much as they could have until other titles kind of
They
worked
went
with it
wild
too.
with it. Like
Yeah,
they
it was
brought it
like
back.
this and New Super Mario Brothers 2 really
And
went
Mario
hard on
Kart
it.
7 used it as an item, and then it was
Yeah,
also in like
true.
Mario and Luigi as an item as well. They got
They,
Tanuki suit crazy in this era.
it's like
Uh,
everybody's like, "Where's the Tanuki suit?" So they're like, "All right, here's the Tanuki suit."
yeah, it was cool having 3D Mario on a handheld. Like that was legit cool. Galaxy Team are back. You can feel their DNA all over it. And I think it is excellent. But I don't know where I would rank it personally because I think its legacy is just small at this
Well,
point.
the thing is, it's been so overtaken by 3D World that
Yeah,
3D Land just seems lesser in that case. But
yeah,
I think 3D Land with its use of 3D and honestly, it's. I remember its bonus levels being pretty challenging as you got through it. I remember that there's been so much just praise for its implementation of 3D
it was very good.
at the time, and it really is a mind blowing at the time when I first played it. But you're right, I struggle to remember it, but it's just because I played 3D World so much more than 3D Land. I think there's still plenty of value to 3D Land. Be interesting to go back for the replay to see how it actually stands up. It might just
Yeah,
be one of those things like, yeah, I enjoyed 3D Land.
I replayed it just before Bowser's Fury came out, and I had a good time doing that. I also think it's great how big the post game is because you
Mhm.
basically have a second game. You know, it's not a special world. It's a special dimension almost where every single level is repeated with a new variant, and sometimes they're quite different. It's like its own little Luigi U tucked in, which was very ambitious. And it was kind of needed because the base game is very easy, and then
Mhm.
it kind of gets that challenge towards the end. Uh, but you'd have to like find every star coin to do that. So there's a lot of chipping away to finally unlock everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is it's a complicated one, but it is a good one. I think does deserve to at least be on the list somewhere.
Mhm. I'd agree with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our number 4 3DS game of all time, beating out 3D Land by 190 points.
Daniel, four's not many places. So let's just go over what we reckon is left. All right. So
Oh,
we
this one's
have
gonna get fun.
we have Animal Crossing, likely. A Link Between Worlds, likely. Fire Emblem Awakening, pretty likely.
At this point, I don't think so. That's probably like a number 11. I'm gonna be angry about
Maybe.
it because we
I
also have
suppose
Kid Icarus Uprising.
and Pokemon Sun and Moon, and Pokemon X and Y.
So one of them isn't on here. Although
Maybe. Well, what are you thinking?
of those, I would probably go with Animal Crossing next.
I think that makes sense. I will go.
I live for this
oh,
part.
it's Wild Card, Tomodachi Life.
Just say Tomodachi Life.
I love how he listed out all these other games. Nope, Tomodachi Life.
How
That's what's
about
gonna be.
you're like, screw your generic opinions. I'm picking Tomodachi Life.
It's sold like
He's
10
playing
million,
you.
didn't it? I think there's more fans out there than they let us know.
It's
I mean,
true.
it's getting that sequel, so
Yeah.
all right. Got those locked in here. We're going social hangout games. At number 4, Daniel, you got one. Animal
Nice.
Crossing New Leaf.
Tomodachi Life
Oh,
is next
baby.
then. Yeah.
I have
I feel like this is when Animal Crossing truly blew up. Like it was popular during GameCube, but I didn't hear it as much with the later ones.
Well, DS was
Until this
huge
one
as
hit.
well.
DS was huge, but this one it just felt like so ubiquitous. Everybody was talking about New Leaf.
Yeah, there was such a lull between the Wii, Let's Go to the City or City Folk to this game because we
Yeah.
had like things like the Wii U had things like the Wada Wada Plaza for the which I don't even know what to call it. It was just
It
a
had
Wada Wada
nothing.
Plaza,
It
which
had
is Animal
nothing. It was
Crossing.
just little tech demo things.
Came- yeah, but the whole build up to this was crazy because if you compare it to what came before it in City Folk, this just expanded so many things. You became the mayor. This introduced Isabel. You could do like little town projects. I still miss the town square, like the little city square where you go up and you would just slowly build the buildings of Nook's Cranny. There was like the Club 101, the club that was there. Just the fact that you can always keep building towards something. That's something that I think we were really missing in games like New Horizons.
Yeah.
And it's a really personal game for me because I spent a lot of time playing this with my significant other. We both had a 3DS at the time. We got her the little Pop Tart, the white one, the little spots on it, the special 3DS, and we played that so much together at the time. So a lot of memories with that one in particular, and I think a lot of people just really clung on to Animal Crossing, starting with this in particular.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's in New Leaf that's hard to disassociate from the series. Like it feels like it was there the whole time. Daniel mentioned Isabel. Can you picture Animal Crossing without Isabel? Like she's only been here for 2
No.
games, but like she feels like the star of the franchise. And like things like online was way bigger than Let's Go to the City did, especially with Dream Addresses. You can just visit people's cities regardless of whether they're there or not.
Mhm.
It just felt more social, bigger, more things to do. And as on the gamer side as well, you have those fortune cookies where you can get Nintendo costumes,
Oh,
or you can get
yeah.
a 3DS
Yeah.
or a Wii U and play Puzzle League, which
I
is
was
the
gonna
real
say,
reason why it's
that's
here.
the whole reason this is up this high is because it
Yeah,
has Puzzle League.
yeah.
That's all. Um, the reason I say this feels so much more ubiquitous is because I was able to easily ignore past Animal Crossings of like saw people playing. I was like, all right, that's fine. Looks neat, I suppose. It looks, I guess I can see why people be into it, but I just never clicked with me. But I also never played them. But I did pick up a New Leaf, and for the first week, yeah, I had a really good time. And then then I moved on because it didn't stick with me. But having those projects there did help. Being the mayor, choosing things, building out your town, it did help. Maybe it was 2 weeks I stuck with it, but I obviously didn't stay with it. But I think New Leaf still stands out as probably the best Animal Crossing, in my opinion.
Most well-rounded one, I'd say.
Yeah, that's
Um,
probably the better way to put it.
and the Welcome Amiibo update was pretty substantial too, because that game had been out for a while at that point. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden, they had all this new stuff. The Amiibo line was massive. I think what got me to come back was Wolflink. I was like, Wolflink's in this? Like, Wolflink's a villager?
Wolflink and Pig Ganon, I believe.
Yeah.
Pig Ganon, you had like the Squid Sisters had one
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Epona was Epona one.
Opponent was
Epona
one.
was
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
They've been crazy with that. Oh, that's so cool. The
That was
introduction
fun.
of like the amiibo cards, you can pretty much invite whatever villager you wanted to be living in your town at that point, which was huge.
Mm.
And yeah, that's just such a cool way to implement amiibo in this game. Collecting the cards was kind of a pain, but like it's everything that they put back into it. Like they put so much more into this, I feel like, than they did with New Horizons, for example.
Mm.
Like this is the kind of like long tail support that we should have had for New Horizons. And yeah, it's such a memorable title. This is one that I always go back to and think about. When I think of the 3DS, I definitely think of Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
New Leaf.
Totally.
Yep. Agreed. So yeah, let's move on to our top 3. And number 3 beat out Animal Crossing New Leaf by 820 points. Another
Man.
big jump.
There's a few games
So,
I want to be here, but they
yeah.
can't all be.
Nope. Daniel, John, what is
think-
our number 3? I guess it really
Um,
comes down to what got cut.
Hmm.
What didn't make the cut?
I think this might be Pokemon X and Y. I'm thinking, considering
Yeah.
what might be in front of it. So I'm just like, I don't know.
It would be a
It's hard to
shame if
say.
it is, because I think what I'd like this to be is Sun and Moon, because it's better than X and Y, and then A Link Between Worlds, and then Kid Icarus, because I don't want either of those two to be cut. But logically, the highest ranking Pokemon is not going to be the Gen 3 remakes. It's either 2 of them or 1 of them here, and I don't want to sacrifice Kid Icarus and Zelda to them.
Yeah, it's weird that this list started out with with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It just made me think, like, where are the other Pokemon on this? Is there one just below it as well? That could also be
Yeah.
the case.
Could be.
So it might be Sun and Moon, and then X and Y is just underneath Gen 3. I don't know.
Maybe. I think one of us should say Pokemon, and then the other one be more interesting and say a good game.
Oh, okay. I guess you
Ouch.
want to be more interesting then? Fine, I'll be the boring one and say Pokemon.
Which one? X and Y or Sun and Moon?
I'm thinking. Honestly, I'd probably just pick Sun and Moon.
Yeah. I am just being a bitch, by the way. Sun and Moon's a great game. I'll say Kid Icarus Uprising, yeah.
Okay. At number 3, Daniel, you lost the faith. Fire Emblem Awakening.
Oh, what? Whoa! Whoa!
I'm surprised that it made it up this high. That shakes the rest of the list up then.
Yes, it does. Fire Emblem Awakening, just killing it on this one. And honestly, it's not that surprising. Fire Emblem really, like, I saw so many people talk about playing Fire Emblem Awakening compared to anything else. Like, it was like the game for the 3DS for a while.
True.
This game surprised me too, just when on release, because at this point I was a diehard Fire Emblem fan. I was getting all the games from 7, 8, Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, and we didn't end up getting the I have it right here. We didn't get this game because the series was starting to lose its popularity to the
Shadow
point
Dragon
where
didn't do too well.
it wasn't a very. This is a lot better, by the way, than Shadow Dragon. But we didn't end up getting that game because of its popularity was waning, and so they put all their chips into Awakening. There's so many aspects of Awakening that comes from different titles throughout the entire series, like the map from Fire Emblem 8 to Sacred Stones, the kids just having paired parents and siblings and kids and everything kind of evolved from Genealogy of the Holy War. And they put a little bit of everything in this. This was going to be like their send off to the series if it didn't do well. And thankfully, it caught so many people's attention and saved the franchise at this point. And I was surprised to the point to learn that I figured I was going to get this game. Maybe, I'll just go into the store and pick it up. Right. I didn't reserve it or anything. I couldn't find it for over a week or two. I had to dig around and I had to literally go inside, ask somebody. I heard this game was coming in. They said they didn't have it. I asked them to go to the back and please check, and they did have it. So that's how hard this game was to track down. And it was a crazy time for Fire Emblem fans.
My first Fire Emblem was Radiant Dawn. I didn't finish it because something about the tone didn't gel with me at the time. I appreciate it now, but back then it didn't click. But with Awakening, I don't know what it was, but it just felt like a must-have from the moment you see it. And I think it was the visual style of the cutscenes. They were just super inviting. It's just a really cool look. The characters all looked awesome. There was just something that just screamed like this is something everyone should be picking up, and it did really well. And there was just such a nice charm to Awakening, which I can't say that Radiant Dawn had at first. It's just like it was the essential entry point for the franchise.
Yeah, this is where you point people to start. And I sadly have still not beaten this game because I screwed myself in how it was presented to me. Because I didn't handle the review, even though I was a Fire Emblem guy. Somebody else on the team took it that was not a Fire Emblem guy. Don't know why. They still enjoyed it, which shows the ubiquitousness of this one. But I didn't get it till later. But the other problem is when I was looking at the difficulty, it was between, I forget how they labeled it, but it's like the one was like for newbies to Fire Emblem, and then for veterans. And I'm like, well, I played Fire Emblem, Blazing Blade and the Path of Radiance and all that. I can handle this. Oh God, just dying all over the place. And I was still trying to stick with old school, so I refused to play with the casual. Have people revive.
Which, casual is probably a big reason why this is so inviting, because I think you explain Fire Emblem to someone as like people die permanently. That's really intimidating, and this I think made it really approachable for everyone.
So because I was playing with an old school mindset on a higher difficulty, I got burnt out. Like I was enjoying what I played, but I just was like, I'm so sick of restarting to keep all my characters alive.
Totally.
And so I just haven't gone back to finish it. I want to. It's on the list. It's just haven't got there yet. But I got far enough where I could see where why it's so beloved.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was so much more character driven than some of the other titles in the franchise, where people just latched on to a lot of these characters in particular. And it's written very well too. Like I feel like the writing was one of the strongest writing of this
Yeah.
was with Awakening. Like I go through just the first couple of chapters, I'm just like, man, the tone and the style in which they speak is so distinctive, even from like games like Three Houses these days. And yeah, just and then the meta of matching characters together. This was the first time that we could actually just do as many support conversations as we wanted, because those were a lot of different conversations you could have with characters. Beforehand, you can only do like 5 maximum, but here they kind of uncapped that, and you really got to know a lot of these characters through their interactions with others.
And that
So
was such a good idea because you could like the character because of their somewhat of their personality or how they played, but you never really got to know them. Here you got to
mhm.
really know them, which is and it also had like, boy, this is full of waifu bait.
Oh yeah.
Remember, Tharja really stood out for people.
Yeah, they changed character designers starting with this one a bit, and it started to show with certain character designs. But
Yeah.
no, it's still a fantastic title. I love this game.
Mhm.
I love what it did for the franchise, and this is like definitely the one other than like Three Houses. The one I say if you want to start with Fire Emblem, this is the one to like, kind of get a feel of all the Fire Emblems put together, and
Mhm.
to see if you enjoy this franchise or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely more sleek than Three Houses. Three Houses you get bogged down in the school stuff. This is your more core Fire Emblem experience.
Mhm.
So
And it
um
introduced Lucina, best girl in the franchise. So
That's why it sold so well. Everyone saw
yeah, there
Lucina
you
and said,
go.
"I need
that's
to
where
get
all
a
those
piece of
votes
this
came
game."
from.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or fangirls of Crom. Or fanboys of Crom.
That too. Prom is daddy to everyone. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
It is. Oh goodness. There's our number 3 3DS game of all time, leaving only 2. So, John, Daniel, what is our number 2 3DS game of all time, beating out Fire Emblem Awakening by 650 points ish?
Did Pokemon get snuffed out of this list, John?
Doesn't feel right to have a top 10 without Zelda and Kid Icarus. So maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because at this point, I don't know. I would say I do want to say Zelda again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I know. I mean, it's a fantastic game, but when I compare it to Kid Icarus, that's just like what Kid Icarus did. In comparison to what Zelda has had kind of built upon a foundation from previous titles.
Mm.
Oh man, I don't know. I would say Zelda in this case, Link Between Worlds.
Yeah. My mood depends on, well, my choice depends on the mood I'm in. I love both of those games a ton. God, it's going to be Pokemon, isn't it? I'll say, if you say Kid Icarus, I'll say Zelda, and we'll see what happens.
All right. So Daniel's going with Kid
Well,
Icarus, John is going with Zelda, or flip flop?
Oh,
Because I
other
thought
way
Daniel
around, I
said
think.
Zelda.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did say Zelda, but
Yeah, that other way around then.
Other way around. Okay.
either
All
way.
right. Either way. All right. At number 2, Kid Icarus Uprising.
We still don't know if
Okay.
Pokemon.
Oh my gosh. Well, Kid Icarus is up here, so I'm
Yeah,
happy that it's made it to the top 2 because what a game.
yeah. Man, there was a
Mhm.
time where a bunch of cowards would sit in the corner and say, "Oh, this game hurts my wrist." But now we appreciate it for what it is. Get over your wrist.
Get over your wrist.
Now, this is such a
Yeah.
cool game, though. Sakurai packed a ton in this because you got like 3 sequels of game in here. It just keeps
Mhm.
going on and on and on. There's like 3 different eras of this game. Like you think it's going to end, and it just has a sequel in there. And then you got the multiplayer, which is one of the best multiplayer shooters I've ever played. You've got all these achievements to get, all these weapons to unlock. You can fuse them together. He just poured his heart into this game, and every inch of it is so good.
There was no reason for the Kid Icarus of all series to get so fleshed out from where it was. It started with Sakurai, redesigning pits to be in Brawl, and that redesign just became the basis of that, and Palutena as well. They both became that basis and just built an entire thriving universe and lore around it, to the point where it was just like this just turned into like an anime that I play on my handheld. Just
Yeah.
the production quality is incredible, from just the visuals when you're doing the flying sections, the banter between Pit, Palutena, and all the other characters throughout the entire stage, both parts of the stages. Uh, Man, there's just it's unlike anything else that the 3DS has to offer.
Yeah, it has cutscenes, but they're always really brief. So all the story is just
Mhm.
told during gameplay. So you've got the chaos of dealing with all the enemies. It's the flight sections like roller coasters where they're just flying through all these different scenes really fast while taking in everyone talking. It's an overload on the senses in the best way. And then the on-ground sections are a lot slower. Enemies take
Mhm.
more hits to deal with. Pit's obviously walking around everywhere, but I think they're really good too. And once you grasp how to control it, like flicking the touchscreen like a globe, you actually get a really high sense of accuracy. And if you lean on your goddess powers as well, there's a lot of different tiers to the gameplay. Yeah, this is it's either a top game or a top two for me, depending on the day. But yeah, there was no other game that I could really see here than this one.
Yeah, it's once you get over that hump, it really is just a treat. Because that was my problem. I struggled to get through those opening levels just because I just struggled so much with those land controls. But when I decided to just tough it out, just go for it, not worry about score or anything else, just experience the game. My God, what a treat! The
Yeah,
story goes in so many different directions that you just don't see coming. The great finale, great villain with Hades. Just like it takes the banter of Star Fox and just ramps it up to 11.
yeah,
In like,
Mhm.
if we get a new Star Fox, they need to be talking like this, like just constantly, because it's amazing how well it works. How much it makes you feel like you're just in the middle of all of this stuff, and it helps also with the fact that they're gods that Pitt's dealing with. So Pitt is literally being strung along by the gods and having to listen to them and all this other crazy stuff. It's good. It's generally funny. It's generally great voice acting.
well, the
Like,
voice action's great. The voice
Yeah,
actors are
they're
really
great.
high profile. Like you're going to
yeah,
find some of the biggest in the field. Like Troy Baker is in here.
oh
There's so
yeah,
many cool ones.
Cree Summer. You don't see Cree Summer in a lot of video games
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Medusa.
Yeah.
And the original Kid Icarus as well. It was good. I think if you can appreciate what it does, you can really enjoy that game. But there's not much of that in here in the gameplay. But they
Mhm.
find just the right time to pull on the nostalgia of that game. But they get all the tropes in there. They get the eggplant wizard.
They
They get I forget the name of the enemy, but the one that screams at you and chases
The
you around.
Reapers.
The
Oh
The
yeah,
Reapers are there
Reapers.
too.
Like there's that whole level in the flight section where you're going through the Reaper Palace and they will target you with all like 100 lasers at once. Looks stunning in 3D. Um, and the multiplayer was really innovative.
yeah,
There was the team mode Light versus Dark, where the power of your weapon is the value of your kill. So if someone kills you, you've got a really good weapon. That's going to take your team's meter all the way down. So you've got to balance how good your weapon is with how likely you are to survive to not just take your team's damage away, which was really, really good.
Yeah, very
yeah.
surprising range of weapons too that you played.
Mm.
You played through the main campaign, or you just played through multiplayer that way, and just all the variety is just crazy. Like you can tune the difficulty as well. One of my favorite things was that if
Oh
you have
yeah.
if you have the difficulty tuned to a certain level, you can't pass by certain doors unless it's high enough.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
that had a lot of replayability value for me and a lot of frustration, but it gave you so much reason to just go back and play these stages over and over.
You
Yeah.
sort of master them in a lot of ways, and I having that unlock board that carried over from Smash, but boy, is that addictive. You see all that stuff that you can unlock, see the next little challenge, like, well, I gotta try this. I want to get this thing.
The best Sakurai menu too, because it is just Brawl's menu again, but you can go on the
Mhm.
touchscreen and you can just wibble them all around,
Interesting.
push them everywhere you want.
Yeah. I'm so glad I eventually played this, and it really does deserve a remaster or a sequel or whatever it is, just because more people need to experience it. I think
We got
it's reached that perfect cult status. It just needs that chance to explode.
Yeah,
we got that mouse mode. Come on, just
That's
read it.
that's what it was made
reintroduce it.
for. They made it specifically for Uprising.
Yes,
The whole Switch 2 was made for this.
Yeah,
Sakurai came in as like, I need a mouse mode.
yeah.
Oh goodness, but yeah, Kid Icarus Uprising at number 2. But it sounds like this is one of the rare times where, like, usually we get to number 1, you go, okay, it has to be this one. But it sounds
Yeah.
like you guys aren't so confident with what number 1, the number 1 3DS
I
game of all
think
time
it's
is.
really, it'll be really weird to have a top 10 list with Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but not Sun and Moon.
Yeah,
But it'd
how
be-
would like would Sun and Moon or would Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire really be the highest voted Pokemon
Surely
title?
not. Surely not. But you also, it'd be crazy not to have Zelda here.
Well,
It really
Man.
does seem like a conversation. It's like, it's crazy to have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but not Sun and Moon, but also might be crazy to have Ocarina of Time and not Link Between Worlds, which is the,
Yeah.
the unique Zelda game of the system.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time has too much power over people. I think it's controlled too. Its control is too strong.
A Link Between Worlds is so good.
Just to break it down, by the way, I forgot about the point totals. Number 1 beat out Kid Icarus by 2,600 points.
I feel like
it
it's
wasn't
Sun and
even
Moon.
really
to
that
say-
close.
I think it's Sun and Moon.
Yeah, I think it
honestly.
is too.
It's just more people definitely have played Sun and Moon than Zelda, unfortunately. So
It's a catastrophe though, because a Link Between Worlds is stunning, man. You know, it already had so many cool ideas, but merging onto a wall and just finding like your own solutions by going 2D, it's Super Paper Mario, but done without changing the world itself. It's such a cool premise, and they reused a world but still made it feel fresh. I can't even fathom it not being here, but yeah, I think we both think it's Pokemon.
But you're both saying Pokemon?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. At number 1, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds.
Wow, okay. I'm not
None of
mad.
them-
I'm still confused.
I don't.
Okay, so here's one thing I wanted to mention. I forgot that I wanted to mention, because I was in debate with myself about whether this counted or not. So maybe before we talk about Link Between Worlds, we got to talk about one other thing. Daniel, John, do you consider Sun and Moon separate from Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or are they together? Are they similar enough, or are they different enough?
Man,
It's tough.
yeah,
They're not equal.
Yeah, they're definitely not equal, which is why
Yeah.
I always separated them. But there's
Yeah.
the argument that it's not a sequel in the traditional sense of Black and White versus Black and White 2.
Yeah.
yeah, those are different titles.
I'm
When we
seeing
talk about
live
all of
audience
live
say
audience
all
is
separate,
separate.
all different.
Yeah. Because
So-
they're similar enough, but I think because of the quality gap, I would count them as separate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because if you combine them, then they make the top 10. But if with separate, no, they don't.
Okay. But they're not
Um,
number one regardless, right?
They're not number 1. Number 1 is indeed Link Between Worlds. Again, not even close. At first, it felt like there was a bit of a race between it and Uprising, but eventually Worlds just pulled away.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't change anything if they're not number one, really. So
No, I mean,
No.
basically, if I have to do the math real quick. Actually, I'll do the math while you talk about talk about the Link Between Worlds.
Yeah. What a cool game, you know. We hadn't had a 2D Zelda for a long time at this point. Like the DS had Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, which were top down, but didn't really have the sensibilities of 2D Zelda. And this was at a time where we just had Skyward Sword, which I think we all appreciate now, but back then it was a bit like this is a bit too linear. Where's the series going? And I think Link Between Worlds just gave us the purest Zelda you could imagine at just the right time. And it managed to take a world that you're very familiar with and turn it on its head. Because the dark world in A Link Between in Link's the Past is quite easy to navigate, I'd say. Whereas A Link Between Worlds has you going between the worlds to get to the dungeon each time. That you actually have to navigate between the two worlds to find the right point. It's super snappy. I love the fast travel with the witch broom. And the whole like item renting thing was a really novel idea. It kind of opened up the free form style of Zelda that Breath of the Wild would run away with.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have the freedom to just kind of go wherever you wanted to at a certain point and just rent whatever item, explore however you wanted to. If you died, you had to like give back the rental and then pay for it
Yeah.
again. So rubies meant a lot. Like rubies actually meant a lot more in this game than other Zelda titles, other than like having a full wallet the whole game. You had to actually keep on spending
Yeah.
to rent these out, and eventually purchase the item itself. You could upgrade them with the Mai that were
Yeah,
everywhere.
you
Those
really want
little
to find all the Mai-Mais.
those squeaky boys were all over the place, and you're just like, "Where are you? I need to find this Mai so I could upgrade my bombs to be comically large." Um,
Yeah, that was awesome. I think this is also one of the best showcases of 3D on the system
yeah.
because it looks excellent. It runs at 60 FPS, which helps with the 3D effect.
Mhm.
In general gameplay, it looks good. It's like you're just looking down into a little box.
And people have
Yeah.
shown how that like what they did with the actual 3D graphics to make that effect work because
like
they
tilts
have
Yeah,
everything
they
in a,
tend
like
to
a
do that.
slant.
Yeah. But there's one instance that I always think about with the 3D effect. It's in Death Mountain, and there's this point in the game where you have these
Oh, I know.
square platforms just moving
Oh,
in
yeah.
layers. And if you turn the 3D effect off, it's quite hard to tell where they are in depth. And you turn it on, all of a sudden you can just perceive each and every tile. And I think that's probably the best 3D effect on the system.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I adore Link Between Worlds. I'm one of those that say that it is superior to Link to the Past.
Mhm.
It takes what Link to the Past did and just improves it. Um, it's the nonlinearity there. Some people complain, like will say that because of you being able to go to any dungeon, the difficulty isn't there. But when has Zelda really been that difficult in the grand scheme of things? Is like Link to the Past definitely has a bit more teeth, but it's not like that much better or that much harder or anything like that. And it's just the inventiveness for so much of A Link Between Worlds, especially because of the wall merging mechanic. Lost my mind when I was fighting the Thieves Hideout boss, and you have to merge into a shield and be like, "Huh, where'd he go?" And you come out and
So
you
good.
stab him in the
Yeah.
back. It's like that's good.
Yeah.
That's that's so much fun.
I use the wall merging in so many creative ways like that, from just being on a ledge and connecting to a wall and going around to the other side to where there's no other way to access it, to just as you mentioned, the way that boss fights were able to implement it. It was so cool. I also am of the mind that this is a better title than A Link to the Past. I enjoy this more than A Link to the Past, honestly, for what it did, what it achieved. And do we? I don't really go to a Zelda game to play a hard, challenging title. I play it for the adventure, honestly. So I don't know why people were. You can kind of give yourself challenges, like you could just do a no heart container heart piece
I tend
run
to
and
do
just do it
those
that
with
way.
most Zeldas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
Yeah,
got hero mode in this one, so
A Link to
there's
the Past
options.
is difficult in areas because it's sometimes a bullet hell. Sometimes
Yeah,
some bosses
yeah,
just fire a bunch of lasers and Link just bounces around like a pinball. I love A Link to the Past, but not to be boring, but I think I'm in agreement. A Link Between Worlds just has a really great flow to it. I think it's just constantly high quality. And I've also seen some argue about whether item renting is actually a good thing because the idea was not to find an item in the dungeon and just have it from the get go. And some are like, well, that takes the exploration and reward away from the dungeon. But I quite like having it introduced as an overworld mechanic first, and then just being able to dive straight in, not having to need your way into the dungeon. Just start off straight away with the item and make it all about it. I like that a lot.
and there's still
yeah.
like an extra thing to find. Like there is kind of an ideal path to go to unlock everything the quickest as possible, but you don't have to follow that. You don't know it in the first when you first play it.
Yeah.
There's little tweaks here and there where not all the items are available when you to rent at first. You have to do certain things. So it certainly changes things up. I like what they do with the storyline. I'm not going to go into it in case anybody's not played, but the interplay between high rule and low rule, and I love the idea that it's called just low rule. I've always loved that name. The whole story with Hilda and Yuga, and because Yuga is the bad guy. Ganon is not the bad guy in this. It's Yuga.
Yeah, I think it's not to. I won't say any specifics, but I think it's one of the most heartwarming Zelda endings ever. Like that final scene is so good. It rivals Wind Waker for me. It's just a really fantastic scene.
Yeah, agreed. It's so good.
You introduce characters like Ravio as well. That silly little bunny man who is the one that rents out your items. And so all your items have these silly bunny ears on them until you actually buy them yourself. but yeah, there's a lot of fun characters here. A lot of just enough nostalgia to the original titles because it is pretty much the same map, but realized in a much higher resolution and in 3D this time. So there's that, and just reimagining what we've seen in this on the SNES in a 3DS title in 3D, and it really does shine as a 3D game because like we say 3D and people I try to explain 3D to people and it's like they're imagining it coming out at you, but it's more like looking into a box, like inside a little shadow box, and that's the really cool part of it. And it just got so much more enhanced with things like the new 3DS where it tracks your face, and it just made it so much cooler. But yeah,
for sure. So there is our top 10. In case you're wondering, I have a panel here. Everybody said it's separate, so we just have it there. But if you combined the votes for Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, it would end up being it would have put it into fourth place. Now that does not take it into account. Some people might have had both of them, like Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because I didn't have that stipulation. I stipulated just from the outset, I had them as separate things because that's what I thought. So I think even taking that away, though, there probably would have been enough that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire would have been kicked out of the top 10, and instead Pokemon Sun and Moon in that generation would have been our top 10 for that. So, but that's just how it ended up. We'll see how
it's
comments
surprising. I always feel like Sun and Moon love is so widely celebrated, especially with the anime as well. But no, that is surprising.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting when we get to our top 20 to break down the next set.
It's so crazy to think that Fire Emblem beat all the Pokemon games on a platform.
Yeah,
like who would have figured?
Yeah, especially with the dominance of Pokemon.
Is this the downfall of Pokemon then? Like from here on out, will we just stop having it? Like we'll Switch have a single Pokemon game? Probably not.
Maybe one.
I think if any are going to make it, it's going to be Legends.
Yeah, but even then, I don't know. I think Switch has better stuff.
Yeah. I think it really is. I think it really does come down to that. So we'll have to see. So there is our top 10. Let's break down. Since it's 3DS and it's so popular, I have the top 100 listed out here. So let's go ahead breaking those down. So just missing the top 10 by 20 points, really 18 points.
Hey, Pikmin.
Actually, excuse me.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 7.
Okay.
Missed it.
It's a good game. It's a funny one though, because like Waluigi's not in this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why there weren't enough Waluigi fans voting for it. So
yeah, they definitely rushed this one out. They had Retro Studios in to do the retro tracks, which is a bit odd. Maybe they just thought their name's Retro Studios. They must be able to do retro tracks.
They must be good.
They're very good at that.
Yeah. So it definitely screams of like 3DS isn't doing so well. Please finish Mario Kart now. But I think it's a good one. It improved upon Wii in a lot of ways mechanically. It's a cool one.
Yep. Yeah. At number 12, just below that, so it is Pokemon Sun and Moon. So the difference between Sun and Moon and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, about 70 points. Man, it was that close.
And the nostalgia for Gen 3 was too strong, I guess, because I enjoy this way more than that. This is my favorite Pokemon title on the 3DS. Just the fact that the setting, the Hawaiian inspired setting, they changed how gyms worked. so that it wasn't just you collect 8 badges. And yeah, it was just the Alolan forms were great too. That was such a
Yeah.
cool thing to see.
There was a
Yeah.
lot of stuff here, actually. Yeah, you had the Alolan forms, like you said, and also lack of HMs that you can just you have your helper Pokemon
Mm,
now,
Yeah.
which was a huge thing. And just the change to the formula, like having everything be on different islands, it felt necessary because Pokemon was very formulaic to the point where it's like, oh, it's just another Pokemon. Like
Mhm.
we're gonna play through it, we're gonna like it, but it's just another one. And I think this stands out as it stands out. It's a different one.
Yeah, just finally changed the formula and gave us another really good story. Like I've seen some complaints
yeah,
with Sun and Moon that it's too slow to start because there's going through over a lot of the stuff. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
it's bringing it down. It's just fine. But once it gets going, uh fantastic team this time around.
good characters.
Fantastic villain. It's why, honestly, the ruination of the villain of Sun and Moon is a big reason why I'm not a fan of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yeah, same.
Like, it is
Yeah,
amazing how
pretty
impactful
much.
that part is.
Mm.
And yeah, you do get a really good character arc with Lily.
Yeah, you
This
do.
is coming off of
Yeah.
X and Y, where they had all these side characters. Everybody's like, I don't care about. I don't even know what their names are.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
Lily's a great character. I love seeing her change from being like how she was in the beginning, and then just how she kind of changes towards the end of the game, and just the fun gag of having Nebby stay in the bag is just it stays with me.
yes,
Yeah.
that is a good and really some fantastic twists and turns with the plot line. And then you had the Ultra Beast hunt at the end.
Mm.
Those were
Yeah,
unique and different and fun. So
Yeah, and the visual style was important too because the X and Y. I don't dislike the chibi style, but it's not exactly good looking. Whereas this, I think for the first time in a while, Pokemon legit looked good in Sun and Moon.
yeah,
yeah,
they did what they did with Animal Crossing, and they elongated the characters to be
Yeah.
taller finally.
yeah, felt like people. All right, number 13, Pokemon X and Y, but it was
Yeah.
behind by 600 points.
Oh,
No,
okay.
700
Pretty big gap
probably.
Wait,
then. Yeah.
Pretty big gap. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we we had a whole discussion on X and Y like last
We did.
year talking about like, oh yeah, it's actually pretty good, honestly. We enjoyed this game for what it is.
Yeah.
It's probably the least favorite as we're seeing on the list here. It's the least favorite of the series by other people, but
Mm.
it still did a lot to kind of push the series forward. It brought us a lot of cool things like mega evolutions, character customization,
Roller skates.
roller
Uh-huh.
skating.
I think the problem is it had no post game. There was
Yeah.
no post game
There's
to X and
nothing.
Y. It was
Yeah.
very bare bones in that way. But there was other and introduced a fairy type, which is
True. Mm.
last time
That's
we've got a
true.
new type. Number 14, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia.
Mm.
And
I
this
wish
might
this could have
be
made it in because it's
It's my
favorite
favorite
of the
one on
3DS one, but
3DS. Yeah.
production value. Oh my god, the
I,
production value on this game.
I like the point and
yeah.
click parts because like you can go through those 3D dungeons, but that you just take things slowly in the towns where you can point and click and just engage with everything. And yeah, the full voice acting was wild after. And this was like a late 3DS game. They didn't need to put that effort in, but it was cool.
The evolution from the original Gaiden to this one is surreal to see just everything all fleshed out. The character redesigns were fantastic. As you said, everything's pretty much fully voiced, nearly
Yeah.
entirely fully voiced, which I
Which
wouldn't have expected from Fire Emblem.
leads to a fan favorite in Berkut, who's a completely original character. When you can introduce
Yeah,
a brand new character like that and have him be almost the fan favorite, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Ian Sinclair killed it with Berkut in that one. Just fantastic performance. I love that character.
Yeah. At number 15, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. If you want to know how much of a difference it is between Sun and Moon, it only got half the votes. So 2,800 for Sun and Moon, 1,400 for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So
We shouldn't linger on this one for too
Well,
long because it's
yeah,
fine. I
the
think.
gameplay
It's
is
just,
improved.
yeah.
The gameplay is absolutely improved. There, what is it? Eternatus or whatever the final boss is. That's from later. That
that's
boss,
Ordeal.
that Pokemon is the Crozma. The
Yeah.
Crozma is rough.
Mm.
Like he is. I actually gave me some trouble, which I was not prepared for. I
Yeah.
did not mean that pun.
It's like largely the same game, but I think it just makes so many weird decisions to make it worse, though. And there
Yeah.
is cool stuff in there. It's not all bad.
It also generic makes the final champion generic. It's not as
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
There's a reason a lot of people prefer the original Sun and Moon over this one. So
Yeah. At number 16, only missed out beating Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon by 30 points, Tomodachi Life.
Yeah. I did for a moment think this could make it into the top 10.
Potentially.
I think this time
Close.
with the next one, we're so much more into the social era than we were last time. That this kind of this is the time where it's really going to thrive, I think, because the original was about taking your friends, making wacky little situations, but when you can post that all on the internet, I think that's gonna really skyrocket it. I mean, you could do it back then, but
especially if they implement the Me Maker from Miitopia.
Oh, from yeah. I mean, they've got ears in the new one. They've got ears, which is so weird for knees.
So we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, that's Tomodachi Life at 16. At 17, Fire Emblem Fates, and I just combined Birthright, Conquest, Revelation.
Oh yeah, that's when you just combine them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely felt like this was going to be at the bottom of the list for Fire Emblem. Just a lot of weird decisions with this one. I mean, the production improved a bit from Awakening, but man, splitting it into 3 was probably just not the way to go for this at all. It feels like such a mess.
Too ambitious without enough story, but also taking the wrong lessons from Awakening. It feels like they went hard on the kid mechanic and how do we get that come back and make it make sense? And it comes this weird child dimension. It's like,
they had to shoehorn that in somehow, and it just was awkward in context with the story itself. I have the special edition where all 3 are on the cartridge.
Same.
Never do all of them at once in Birthright, Conquest, and then Revelations. I'm still sick of that game from doing it that way.
I believe it. All right, number 18, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D.
It's a controversial one these days, isn't it?
I still prefer it to the original, but
I don't prefer it, but I appreciate it alongside. I think that this is a better way to just enjoy a regular Zelda game. But you do miss out on some of the charm of Majora's Mask, I'd say, though.
True, I suppose, but I tried to go back to Majora's Mask original after playing 3D on the NSO, and I couldn't do it. It just I for whatever reason I just wasn't able to lose myself in that world in the same way as Majora's Mask 3D. I don't know. I don't get it, but
there's so many different varying opinions for which one they prefer over the other. I clearly I enjoy both versions. I have this poster just here all the time. There's the mood and lighting of the N64 version. There's the ease of of control and quality of life improvements of the 3DS. Some things they kind of botched, like swimming with the Zora is something.
Yeah, there's some things which are just flat out worse. Yeah. Otherwise, it's kind of preference.
I could talk about this for a whole conversation, but yeah, I'll just say I'll if you can play the 3DS version, it is easier to play. But if you have, you can play on NSO as well. That's best with an N64 controller, honestly, because it's just one of those kind of games.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Number 19, Kirby Triple Deluxe. We spoke a little bit about this before.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it when it first came out. I had a blast with it, but Robobot is better.
Yeah.
Blew my mind remembering that. Oh, Triple Deluxe 3D. And then
I did the same thing with Kingdom Hearts with Dream Drop Distance. You got 3Ds.
Well, that's a stupid one. Square Enix is doing their Square Enix thing.
Yeah. At number 20, our highest rated third-party game, Bravely Default.
Yeah, I thought this would probably be the highest third-party game, to be honest. It's the standout, I'd say.
Yeah, it was
it's between
fun.
Yeah, it's between Bravely Default, Monster Hunter, and Resident Evil Revelations. I'd say that they're like some of the big 3.
It's a really cool implementation with Street Pass, which we can't get now with the new version. But yeah, that was awesome.
And the 3D effect in the towns is delightful.
Yeah.
At 21, only 16 points behind, Shin Megami Tensei 4. It was very
Oh,
close between
wow.
those two.
Wonderful
Yeah.
game.
That's
Yeah.
great. Very hard game. The point
Yes.
where people kept dying in the intro and they had to like unlock a easier mode because of that. that was me. Great game though.
Yeah. Oh no. Once you get into it, though, it does become really fun.
Mhm.
At 22, Mario and Luigi Dream Team.
I do like this one.
Yeah.
I know it's a tutorial heavy, but I do really enjoy Dream Team. I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun with it.
Great
like-
character. Yeah.
Yeah, the visual style was really nice. I grew a bit tired of it when they kept doing it again for the other 3DS Mario and Luigi's, but it does look nice.
Mhm.
And I like they kind of tried to do the Bowser's Inside Story thing again with Luigi. I don't think it's quite as impactful as it was last time, but it's a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Very good.
23, Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix.
Wonderful game.
Oh, yeah.
This is just
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, across the board. I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot new, but it just polishes up the entire series, makes it all really easily approachable. If you have to play any Rhythm Heaven game, it's probably this one or Fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. That was the first one I played and just got pretty much all of the best aspects of Rhythm Heaven in one title.
Yeah.
Mhm. Crazy enough, is only 2 points behind Dream Team. Like it was
I think
inching up there.
this is substantially better.
Yeah.
At number 24, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
This is
Hmm.
a
I
weird
have a
one.
soft spot for Dark Moon. Its animations are fantastic, but I understand
Yeah.
people's issues with it, but I enjoy Dark Moon.
Yeah, I liked it too. I think I enjoyed it a fair amount in the time. Visually very good, 3D effects very good. I don't think it really stuck with me though, because I remember playing it thinking this is excellent. All the reviews are really good too. But as time went on, people just didn't grow too fond of it, myself included. I think it didn't really have that staying power in the same way the first one did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I didn't have
suppose.
that feeling of the just the one mansion that you kind of intimately kind of knew and grew around and explored, where they had like all these separate mansions. They were like a lot more level based. I guess that kind of turned me off to it a bit. How more like like traditionally level based that Dark Moon became than the original.
Hmm.
Yeah. At 25, WarioWare Gold.
Also excellent.
Seriously, just
Oh,
the best
man.
of.
Yeah, I mean,
I l-
there's some steps forward though. Like they did fully voiced animated cutscenes for the first time in
Which
this
is really
series.
cool.
I
Yeah.
also like the dubbing feature where you can just take all the cutscenes and voice over them. I thought that
That's
was
how you got
rad.
into voice acting.
That was my big break.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how they implement just across the series. Like obviously they had WarioWare touch games where the touchscreen, the WarioWare, the twisted, where you can just use the
Yeah.
gyro to do those mini games too. Just a lot of cool
3DS
ideas
was
they
just
implemented.
perfect. Yeah, 3DS could do it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Very much so. At 26, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
This
there you
is-
go.
Monster Hunter.
yeah.
I'm
This is when
surprised we
Monster
haven't
Hunter
gotten a Monster Hunter in the top 10 yet. I wonder if World will make it on PS4. I don't know.
I kind of don't think it will.
I don't know.
I think 4 was kind of
Yeah.
the series' shot. You know, this was huge on 3DS, yeah, I think this is it. This is the chance it had.
Guess we'll see. At 27, Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward.
Oh yeah.
Great
I love the
visual
Zero's
novel.
Escape series. Those were some of my favorite ones.
Yeah. At number 28, honestly, I thought this had a shot. I'm surprised that not low, but I expected a little bit higher. Fantasy Life.
Oh, yeah.
This has such a
Yeah.
cult following.
Yeah.
So, but there it is, Fantasy Life. At 29, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance.
This
Man,
was my first Kingdom Hearts game.
Oh no, this is an awful first Kingdom Hearts game. Oh,
Oh my god, your first Kingdom Hearts was this, your first Fire Emblem was Radiant Dawn. Like, why do so many
you
no,
go for some poor choices for your first impressions, John.
I had a close friend who played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and I watched him play it a bunch. So I thought, okay, I'll try my own one. I didn't dislike it.
I mean, it's still fun. I
Yeah.
don't mind the drop mechanic as much as other people do,
Mhm.
but it's also the one that made the storyline way too confusing. Like I could follow the storyline up to this point just fine, and then they introduced time travel.
They had to
Yeah.
introduce time travel to this already complicated storyline, and there's like 13 Xehanorts. I'm just like, I want to just throw myself off the.
Like I was
Wait,
still hyped for the finale, but I'm also like, what the hell is going on?
you're forgetting about your own little
Yeah.
freak Nintendo things, those little colorful clowns who you could put on AR
Dream
cards,
Eaters.
whatever.
You're the dog clown. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
This was the first
Mm.
time we had Kingdom Hearts on a Nintendo platform since Chain of Memories, wasn't it?
No, we had
Or the recoded
DS.
358 and
Yeah.
recoded.
358, that one too.
Mm.
It hopped onto every single console possible. It was annoying to keep up with this franchise if you wanted to keep up with the
Yeah.
story because
Until they
before the
released story
collection.
so far and so far, so far. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, but
Oy.
yeah.
Let's see. At number 30, Dragon Quest 8.
Should be way higher.
Oh,
It should.
Eight is one of the best RPGs of all time, and this version's just the pinnacle of it. Like, it got rid of random encounters, which is that alone is massive.
that is huge. They
Yeah.
give you more characters. It took away the soundtrack, unfortunately.
I mean, there is a soundtrack in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, like it took
Yeah, yeah,
away the
the
fact
the
that
voice
orchestral
acting is
score's
definitely
gone.
more crunched and all that, but it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
probably the best way. It'd be nice. I would love to see a port of this to the Switch or just modern consoles so it can actually have the best of both worlds.
Yeah. There's a photo mode, which is like really
Yeah.
rare for 3DS games.
As that Alpha Line points out, you can actually see what the skill upgrades do. You couldn't see
Yeah.
that in the original PS2 version.
You could also speed battles like way faster than PS2 as well. Like it's just better in every way other than the soundtrack and the visuals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, I had a little mistake here. There is a tie for number 30. Tied with Dragon Quest 8 is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
So I've not played that one. I've not gotten far enough, but I've heard it's a bit divisive from
Yeah.
fans. So,
Mhm.
so I don't know that one for sure, but that's where it placed. At 32, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is the game that
Oh.
got me into Ace Attorney, so I always have a soft spot for it because I love Layton.
It's a very, very cool one as well.
Yeah.
Layton was a little bit like it was good on 3DS, but it never hit the heights of the original DS ones.
Yeah.
But this is just a really cool one. Hopefully one day it gets to come out again.
It's the only one that we have to need re-released. We have all of
Yeah.
Ace Attorney available.
Yeah, we do.
So I don't know. I don't actually know who owns it. So
I don't know. Not sure.
Oh.
At 33, Shovel Knight.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
This is
Yeah, exactly.
another one where the 3D effect is really good in Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
I never played it on 3DS, so
Some of the best 3D effects are side scrollers because you can just perceive the background layers really well.
mhm. At 34, the Street Pass Me Plaza and all of its
Oh,
games.
baby. Street
I
Pass
can take it.
Plaza.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If anything, it should be higher.
This encompasses all the games in part of Street Pass.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Okay.
and all that. So
That was my college life, was just taking that to whenever I went on campus, I would get like 7 or 8 per day, and I would just enjoy those games as much as I could daily, just enjoying all those little games. Got all the puzzle pieces legitimately
Wow.
through
Yeah.
Street Pass that way, and man, yeah, that was the feature I just wanted to see something like this come back again someday.
If this made
be
the
cool.
top 10, I would not question it. I think I'd say, yeah, all right.
Just
Okay.
Yeah.
where it belongs.
Yeah.
At 35, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies.
Mm.
Again, only played a little bit. Also heard of this one's a little bit, mixed bag for fans, but I think it's still a decent Phoenix Wright game. At 36, Star Fox 64 3D.
This is wonderful as well.
Mhm.
I think artistically, I prefer it to Ocarina of Time 3D. I think they did a lot of really cool things with the visuals. 3D effects, gorgeous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer is quite cool too. It did the camera stuff that they're currently doing with the Switch too, way earlier. Because everyone has a little box with their camera view above their R wing, which
Oh,
is exactly
nice.
what they're doing now with like Mario Party and Mario Kart. So that's kind of cool to trace back to that.
That's neat. I didn't pick this one up for whatever reason, but yeah. Only a single point behind at number 37, Bravely Second.
I know Ash
Okay.
prefers this a lot to default. I've always preferred default.
I've not played either yet, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, always struck me as odd that we got a Bravely Default 2 instead of like Bravely Third.
That always confuses me.
It is a very good game. I
Yeah.
think it's less well-rounded than the first one, but still a lot of charm in there.
Mhm. At 38, New Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, I think this is given more slander than it deserves, I feel.
Probably. I think I was New Super Mario out. I didn't think the coin mechanic was that interesting.
Yeah, it's not
But
that
I heard the
interesting.
DLC levels were really good.
I was going to say the DLC levels are really
Yeah.
good. So if you spend more money, you get a better game.
That's the whole point of the game. The whole game is based on
Oh,
money. That's what they're
Exactly.
going for.
Exactly.
This theming.
That makes sense. There we are. At 39, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Kind of
This-
limited because you needed the new
needed-
3DS,
Yeah.
but
I think this is
Yeah.
also
Still
given more
impressive.
slander than it deserves. It's a really cool port. Like you put
it's
it.
amazing
It's
to be on there.
crazy.
It's amazing that it runs. Yeah, like you put the screenshots side by side. Of course, it's going to look blurry and worse, but on that small 3DS screen, I think it actually looks really good. And again, I keep talking about 3D, but turn that slider up, and you it's so cool seeing like our planes just opening up in front of you. I think this is remarkable, but it's often like treated as a joke. And as the exclusive 3DS feature of the jukebox, you can just listen to any Xenoblade song you want. Definitive Edition doesn't have that. Bad game.
Really
Bad
the worst
game.
version. Yeah.
At number 40, Miitopia. Just a
That's
cute idea.
Very
It's fun.
silly
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
it's all right.
41, Resident Evil Revelations.
This is rad game.
Very cool. Very impressive looking game.
I was going to say, pushes 3DS so far. Like it on that small screen, I feel like it looks like a 360 at times. Like when you have that, when you push everything down. If you blow it up, of course not. But everything is just so well designed. And this came out the same year as Resident Evil 6, and it is by far the better game.
It feels more like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So makes sense. At 42, Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call.
Whoa.
Fantastic rhythm game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You like your Final Fantasy music? Here you go. 43, Pushmo.
Should be higher. Should be higher.
What is it? Pull blocks in Europe?
Yeah,
Or is
pull
that-
blocks. We have
Okay.
pull blocks, full blocks, and filler blocks.
Okay. I don't know that last one, but sure. 44, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
I didn't think this one was very good.
I heard it's just
Hadn't played this one, honestly.
yeah. 45, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Yeah.
a really fun one.
Love Shantae.
Let's see. 46, Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology.
Only played the DS game, but that is fantastic.
It's a really good RPG.
Yeah.
Some people complain about the change in art style for this game. There is you can buy DLC so you can get the original portraits back. But the voice acting is very good. That they added to this one. It's a really good game. At 47, Yokai Watch 2, Bony Spirits / Fleshy Souls / Psychic Specters.
Yokai Watch was huge at this time. You know, they overdid it. They overdid it, but it was a big part of the 3DS.
They went a little too hard on it.
Yeah.
At 48, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D.
Yeah.
Well,
It had its strengths. The new levels were cool. The 3D effect is cool. And yeah, you use buttons rather than waggling. So I think it had its place. But it's debatable about whether it's actually better than Wii, though.
Yeah, I can see either way. I don't think the extra levels were that crazy to warrant it. At 49, Yokai Watch 3.
Yeah, I played 1 and 2 and then dropped off.
That's where I was
It
at.
was getting very saturated at this point. It's just
I couldn't keep up. At 50, Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's a solid Layton, but it's not exceptional. All right. rapid fire for the final to get us to the 100. So be prepared.
Yeah.
51, Picross 3D round 2.
There it is.
52, Tales of the Abyss. That should be
There it
higher.
is. Should be all higher. That was me. That was my...
Yeah, it really should have been a lot higher. Hopefully that gets a remaster because it deserves some love. Missed that this was also tied at 52. Yokai Watch. So there's the original Yokai Watch. 54, Monster Hunter Generations. 55, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse.
Yeah.
56, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. 57, The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which is impressive considering we only got the combination version on Switch. Let's see. 58, Project Cross Zone 2.
Cool game.
Good game.
59, Ever Oasis.
That is a cool game too.
Did all right. 60, Rune Factory 4. 61, Dragon Quest 7 Fragments of the Forgotten Past. 62, Etrian Odyssey 4 Legends of the Titan. 63, Mario Golf World Tour.
Very good.
Oh yeah,
very good Mario Golf.
64, Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure.
Oh, this should be so much higher. This is like a gem of the 3DS.
It's like it needs to re-release it. 65, Stella Glow. 66, Pilot Wings Resort. 67, Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. 68, Persona Q2 new Cinema Labyrinth.
Should be higher just for Kotone.
Yep. Tied at 68, Hatsune Miku Project Mirai DX.
I think this is one that has Puyo Puyo in.
It might. I don't know. At 70, this should be higher. Codename Steam.
Number 1.
Has Fire Emblem in it. Should have been higher.
There you go.
Or is it just Marth?
It's Marth, Ike, Lucina. It had a lot of them recently. Pretty much all the Smash Amiibo at the time. You can get those.
71, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked. Another great game. 72, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. 73, The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes.
This is better than it gets credit for. I
feel. It is.
Yeah, it depends if you have 3 people or not to play it with.
Yeah. On your own, it sucks. Yeah. But don't play on your own.
74, Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. Decent finale to the original trilogy. 75, the sequel trilogy, I should say, or prequel trilogy, whatever. 75, Sonic Generations.
It's all right.
Got unique levels. 76, Luigi's Mansion, the remake, I guess, of the port, whatever you want to call it.
Weird port.
77, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D.
It's a cool version. Doesn't run well, but it's cool.
It is.
78, Pocket Card Jockey. Great little cult title.
Great game. Fantastic game.
Yeah. Tied at 79, Project Cross Zone and Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World.
That was a good one too. It's interesting when they ported Wii U games to the 3DS. They did it a few times, like Captain Toad and Hyrule Warriors.
Mario Maker. Yeah, interesting.
True. 81, Attack of the Friday Monsters, A Tokyo Tale.
Loved it. This is delightful. The visuals are delightful.
82, Etrian Odyssey 5, Beyond the Myth. 83, Box Boy.
I was wondering where Box Boy was. This feels so far away for Box Boy.
Yeah, it really should be.
Man. Should be.
84, Steam World Dig.
85,
Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. 86, Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy, the original. 87, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. 88, I highly disagree with this one. Paper Mario Sticker Star.
Yeah, no way.
Why is it here?
I can think of another 100 3DS games that are better.
Yeah, it placed higher than 89, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker. I'm sorry, that game is
an insult.
Yeah, that is
Shin Megami Tensei.
Sticker Star should not be that high. Number 90, The Greatest Attorney Adventures. So the first one. 91, Monster Hunter Stories. Tied with it at 91, Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition.
This was fantastic. Brilliant.
Yeah. Again, impressive they got on, especially the Super version. So there's more characters on there. 93, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux.
Mhm.
Remember, all these games I'm listing off got lower than Sticker Star. Shame.
Just mad now.
94, Azure Striker Gunvolt.
Mhm.
95, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. This should definitely be higher
That's
than
not.
That's
Does
good.
not.
Sticker Star.
it's but it's also, come on. 96, Etrian Odyssey Untold, The Millennium Girl. 97, VVVVVV.
Oh yeah.
98, Hey Pikmin.
Yeah.
99, Hyrule Warriors Legends. And at 100, Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma.
Man, that's quite low
Wow.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I look at some of the games that did not quite make it in or in the top 100. I'm like, come on, that should have gotten in instead of friggin' Sticker Star.
Yeah, there's a few I can think of. Dead or Alive Dimensions was really good.
That's actually number 101.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That should be
Tied-
very
Still guessing over here.
Tied at 101 with the Soul Hackers.
Should we just keep guessing all the games until we
Yeah.
Fire
No,
Emblem
no.
Warriors.
There's so much. Oh gosh. But yeah, there is our top 100 3DS games, more specifically our top 10 3DS games of all time. I think a pretty solid list. And yeah, I'd say it's safe to declare that the reign of Pokemon is over.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Can
that
we-
threw me for a loop.
Can we all vote to scrap Sticker Star from the list and replace it with Captain Toad 3DS? I love that little low
okay
poly
with
Captain Toad guy.
I'll
Yeah, there we
happily
go.
do it. I'll vote to do it.
Sure, why not? Oh goodness. All right. But yeah, there is our top 10 list. Next time we'll be back with our other handheld for the generation, the Vita.
Yeah, looking forward to
So,
that.
that'll be interesting to see what makes that top 10 and thrives on there.
Mhm.
That being said, it'll be because of just my schedule, it'll be a little bit till that one comes out. I think there's going to be a little probably a week break before that one we're able to do that one, so just keep an eye out. But we're continuing the push towards the end here. We are definitely in the final half of this whole thing, so look forward to
Yeah.
that.
It's very nice that by default, Gravity Rush is going to be in a contender for best game of all time.
By default. Is that what you're expecting that at number one, John? Or
It's
what are
probably
you
Persona
expecting?
4 at number one, but Gravity Rush is like top 3 easily.
Mhm.
Come on, Tales of Hearts. That's the only chance we got.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Daniel. I don't think any Tails has a rough time to get to that top 10. I can't think of any
Yeah, it's never
console
been-
that could make it on at this point.
It's not. I mean,
So.
this is just me coping. So if Tales of the Abyss was like what, number 51 or something?
50 something, yeah. It's like, oh, come on.
Uh,
That deserves better. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to GVG, hitting that like button and ringing that bell. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/GVGaming with plenty of extra perks. So until next time, bye.
till we meet again.